If you're watching this video and you don't have a nice trading strategy that works for you and make you money, trust me guys, today's video I'm going to be giving you a very nice simple trading strategy that has just one session. Make use of just only one session, one pair, and 4 different time frames, and keep it simple and with a very nice risk management. So without wasting much of your time, I'm going to be introducing NAS100 to you guys. And also NAS100 and US30, they are almost the same, right? And they move in the same direction and they consist of the same companies, right? So NAS100 is 100 based US companies that came together to form just one stock, combining all of their stocks together, and they formed one stock. That is NAS100, and that is why they put that 100 at the front like that. And US30 is actually 30 US company, right? So they still have the same company, but all those 30 US company, they're the strongest ones among the 100. So that is it for that. So without wasting much of your time, we're going to be using 4 different time frames. One is the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and also the 15-minute time frame or the 30-minute time frame, anyone that is suitable for you to use. And our session is going to be 9:30 New York time only. 9:30 New York time, which is when the stock market opens. That is when we want to start trading. So right now I'm just going to go straight to the point and highlight everything you need to trade these pairs, right? So just go to your trading view, right? Write all of those 4 different time frames down. Make sure you have them down. So our analysis is going to start from the daily. So on the daily time frame, we are going to be spotting our levels, which is our support and resistance zones, our key levels, or you can put it that way, right? So let's go to the current market now. Let's see what the market has been doing. We want to come back here. Take a look at the back side, right? Because we all understand that forex trading, we trade with histories. We trade with what has happened before, right? So we want to take a look at the back side, then mark out our zones. And if you cannot identify all of these zones, do it this way. This is this first one, and make sure it is not wide. Because if it is wide, once you scale to the lower time frame, you're going to see a very wide zone that you don't want to trade with. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. I'm saying from experience. So clone them. Don't plot another levels like that. Just start cloning it. Start copying it so that it will be the same sizes each. All of them will have the same sizes. None will be bigger than each other. And right here we have another zone here, and here we have another one here. Just be marking out areas price has tested twice. Areas you are very sure price has really tested twice or retested twice. We have one here, you can see tested here, and we don't know what happened now. So we're just going to continue cloning this. Clone this one. I think we have one around this point. I'm trying to place it. You must make sure that it's very tight and properly placed. Don't make mistakes with this, guys. So because if you make mistake, you're making mistake with your money. You're about to lose money, man, because you're definitely going to be risking your money for this. So right now we have our zones plotted, and you can see everything is tight and nice. There is no mistakes. You can see everything tested. Everything is perfectly drawn. And right now I'm going to be scaling towards to the 4 hours time frame. So on this 4 hours time frame, we're going to be changing the color of our zones, because in between these levels we are going to have our minor zones that we are going to be using for scalping once the market has left our point of interest and is now between the range. So we use those minor levels for entries and any other thing like that. So right now, just grab your toolbox here, then you can activate this. Right, so here we have one zone here. Make sure it's nice. So this is it. Change the color, change the setting, come to the setting here, change the color, the background color. Have the yellow here, and that is it for the yellow. Let's clone them now. Don't make another size or try to plot it without cloning it. Just continue cloning these levels. We have another one here. Don't force any zones. You don't need to go far. Now once you are here, don't go backwards like that. At least use last month to mark out the rest of the zones. So you clone it again. You can see the way I'm cloning it. Just tap on it. You are going to see different options. So we have this level here. And which other place we have? Okay, and we have one here. I don't have maximum, don't have more than 2 zones in between the one that is coming from the daily. Don't have more than 2 zones. Don't have more than 2 zones here. Don't make these yellow ones 3 in between these levels. For you to have a very nice and clean chart, don't have more than 2 in between them. And here we are. So is there another one here? No, there is not. Okay, there is one around this point. So let's just move to the current market now and see how this market has really reacted to our zones. So on the 4 hours now, you have to change it to your candlesticks, because this strategy just set and forget. That is what I call it, set and forget trading strategy. You don't need any stress to trade it. Set it once it taps on your zone. Make sure you are trading with the right structure and just forget it. Leave the chart and be watching your trade on your phone. Very simple. And watch it hit your TP or hit your stop loss. That is just the way it is. Keep it simple and you will enjoy it. So that is it for that one. And on the 4 hours, everything is plotted. Right now, we're going to be scaling down to the 1 hour just to take a look at how things is here. Everything is perfectly tight and you can see it yourself. Take a look at all of these levels are being respected. So this is it here. Okay, very nice. So where are we going to be taking our trades? We are going to be taking our trades from 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute. And on the 5 minutes is the recommended one for you as a scalper, you looking to catch 100 points. And how can you trade this strategy? The way you can trade this strategy is, first of all, check the 4 hours trend. What is happening on the 4 hours? Let's say we are at this point now. This market was totally selling from this point, which broke this structure to this downside and retested and started selling the more, right? So what we want to do is that whenever this market breaks above or below any level, we should expect it to move to the next level, right? So this is the way it works. Scale to the 15 minutes. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that the way this market was trading below this area, once this market breaks below this level here, we should sell what? We should always, once it breaks it, we should always sell from this zone and target this next zone here, which is around 200 points. You'd always have this bias in our mind that whenever price, all we just want to see is just one thing, right? Wait for price to break above or below one level, then you know the next action to take. And this is it here. This is the secret here. You just need to come here, add your session here, just come to indicators, type session on charts. Session on charts, you can see it here. Sorry, I made a mistake. So session on charts, you can see the indicator that I'm using here, session on charts. This indicator is going to help you to know when to enter trades. And once you come here, come to settings, you can now check the time zones. Make sure that it's from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock UTC minus 4, which is New York time. That is when you want to be trading. If this thing is not appearing those times, don't trade anything. Don't be interested to buy or sell anything. So right here is just very simple. What we are seeing here is just these levels are being respected exactly on the sessions, exactly on the stock market open, which is the New York time 9:30. From around that point, this market has this tendency of, like, it's always very, very fast because the banks are trading it at that moment. And not just fast, if you have any levels plotted at that time, trust me, there's a high chance of it respecting those levels than when it is not on the session. And what I mean is that, taking a look at this white area here, you can see that during this time, it's just from London session to Asian session here, which we are not going to be interested, which bank was not trading them, right? So take a look at this zone now. You can see that immediately the New York session started, the bank pushed all the price all the way to this downside. And when did they close it? They closed it above this our zone. And not just that, immediately it pushed all the way up, then pushed all the way down to this, where the same zone. So this is where, if you are taking your sales, if you are taking your buys, you should buy and be targeting the next level here. The next level here should be your next target. Don't go far out or try to put your stop loss away from where you enter. Your take profit from where you enter. No, don't complicate this. Make it very simple, and you are going to enjoy it and make money from it. Right? So always use 50-point stop loss. 50-point stop loss, right? And the next day, what are we waiting for? We see that this market is actually trending all the way to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? And right now, do you want to start selling here? And take a look at this. Is just exactly 9:30 here. This is 9:30. 9:30, it tapped into this zone and was selling all the way to the downside. As for me, I wouldn't be interested on this. I wouldn't trade this at all. I won't sell from here, since I see that these levels are buying or going or moving to the upside. And that's what I'm telling you, that whenever you are trading, take a look at this. At this first area here, you bought, right? Then the second area, where do you think you should be taking your next buy? Above this point, above this area, and you should be buying to the upside, right? But here, what happened? The price break below here. The price break below, created a new low, rallied all the way to the upside, then came to test the same zone. Then what happened? It pushed up. Right? So even if we are going to buy this market, we are going to wait for this whole entire trend here to break below this level, then retest it, then we should look to buy to the downside. Sell to the downside and target to this next level that you are seeing here. Do you see that? So what do I mean here? You can see the same thing that I told you happened here, right? It's break below, it's bought all the way to this upside, range a little bit, break below this point, sold all the way to the downside, came to the same zone that I told you about. That whenever it comes to this zone, be more interested in selling than buying, right? Because once the price is above this level here, we are going to be expecting it to be heading to this next level here, which is at the top here. But right now, it broke below it, came back to test it, then pushed even further to the downside. So always understand that price moves from levels to levels. Levels to levels. If it leaves this level, expect it to take the next level. That is just the simple concept. That is just the concept. Whenever price break one level, make sure that as it's moving, you are trading along with the trend. You are trading along with the trend. Don't try to force anything at all. And once you are trading it, be targeting the next level. That is the way the strategy works. And here, this buy, I am not going to be interested on it, because this is actually the daily zone. This is the daily zone here. This is a very strong zone. Even if you are taking your buys here, it's not bad. But for me, I wouldn't do it because of what? We are in a downtrend. So this is another one, and even here, this is where another sales comes in here. You can see this is 45. Even if you enter these sales, you are not still going to get stopped out. It can be either break even, or you take 50% off and watch you go back to the to your stop loss, and take a look at this area. It break below here, tested it. You can see this rejection candle around this point. Let me show you guys this one here. You can see this rejection candle here. That is where it tested. Then you can see the next bearish candle. So on that next bearish candle, I should be entering for a sell. So that is why you always need to manage your risk no matter what, because no strategy is 100% working, or 100% that has 100% win rate or something like that. So right here, since it has break below here, we should be expecting this market that if it can break above this point and retest this zone, we should be looking towards buy to this next zone. But that thing happened during the Asian session, of which during that Asian session we are not going to be trading at this point. Then what happened the next day? The next day we came back to this zone, tested it again, and still pushed it. You can see what the market was in. This is actually a news candle. You can see what happened. The market sold all the way to the downside. So this thing alone, if you can combine it with the CNBC news, you are going to get high results, high win rate on this particular trading strategy. It has 85% win rate. So this is just it. Very, very simple to plot. You don't need stress, and target the next level. So from this level, once it breaks below it to this next level, is actually 145. So just be picking it like this. Don't stress it at all. And take a look at what happened there the next day. The next day here, you can see that the market came to test here. Are you going to be looking for buys at this point? You will not. According to what I told you, you see that the major trend is just trending all the way to the downside, and you can see this thing. There is no buying momentum at all. There is no bullish momentum here at all. Just rejection candles, all of them. So if you can see this break below here. So on this break below, you should be entering here on this next bearish candle. And that is why I advise you guys to be using 50 points. So if you use 50 points, it won't tag you out. This trade won't tag you out from this point here, because this is the next red candle here. And even if it tagged you out, it's still part of the game. It's still part of the game, right? Still part of the game, because no strategy is worth 100%, but the win rate is very, very high. That is why I'm recommending it to you. And you can catch 100 points easily once you can wait for it to happen. And take a look at what happened the next day. The next day, we immediately 8 o'clock, 8:30, tapped into the zone, then break above. So on this break above is where I am going to be interested, because take a look at here. You can see what happened there. There's so many indecision candle here. The market pushed all the way to the upside, tested this area, then wanted to sell again. But where do you think we should be expecting buys? This is just a small rally to the upside, right? Has it created more higher highs or higher lows? You see that majorly we have been falling all the way to the downside. So I'm not interested in trading this, unless if you get a rejection here, of which the market just came here, formed an M pattern, double rejection here, double top around this point. You can see it formed a double top here, then pushed all the way to the downside, then came to retest it, then even pushed further to the next side. So that is the way it works. This strategy doesn't require any stress at all. Any beginner can be able to trade this, and trust me guys, just go and do this, practice this thing. You are going to see high results. I'm telling you, it's guaranteed. I'm not even joking with this, guys. Go and try this and come and thank me later. So see you guys on the next one, and please subscribe to this channel, and let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. See you on the next one.